Hello and welcome back to more AEW and TEW 9. We are here with All In, Sunday, August 25th, from Wembley. Ignore the fact that it's the OVO Wembley Arena, not the actual Wembley, but whatever. We start off with our 0 hour, as Ricky Starks pins Matt Taven with the Rochambeau. Ricky Starks, Tetsuya Naito, and Mystico pick up the win. After this, Chris Statlander is taking on Deonna Purrazzo and Willow Nightingale. Willow and Deonna are waiting in the ring when Chris introduces his partner as Suzu Suzuki, one of the deadliest members of the Stardom roster. But they do lose. Suzu is submitted with the Fujiwara armbar. However, things were still being intense because Willow and Chris were brawling outside the ring, which ends with Chris throwing Willow into a crate backstage before storming off angrily. And in our main event for the 0 hour, Jordynne Grace defeats Saraya when Saraya intentionally gets herself counted out. Story's not quite done yet, folks. Saraya just kind of stormed off. She was losing and was like, "You know what? Screw this. I'm leaving. Goodbye." Our main show then starts off with our Trios Championship match as the Patriarchy. Christian Cage, Killswitch, and Nick Wayne take on the House of Black, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King. Christian Cage does pick up the win in the end with the Killswitch, not the person. And Killer Kelly ran in to attack Buddy Matthews. Probably just attacked the whole group in general. So, yeah. And Killer Kelly, she keeps beating down on the members of the House of Black before eventually the lights go out, some unfamiliar music plays, but then things become obvious when the word Glamazon appears on the Tron and Beth Copeland makes her debut, being met on the ramp by Killer Kelly. Beth Copeland takes her out for a while before getting into the ring, takes out Killswitch, takes out Nick Wayne. Christian, however, does not have the chance to be taken care of. He leaves before Beth can get a hold of him, but she still wants some vengeance for her Will Hobby. So Beth Copeland makes her debut here at All In. Our next match is our TBS Championship match, as we have Britt Baker trying to defend AEW or some such from the CEO Mercedes Moné in a cage match, and Mercedes picks up the decisive win. What a shock! And she makes a defense of her TBS title. Britt Baker picks up the loss. That probably ends that storyline. No biggies there. Yeah, not really a shock with that. After this, we move on to our tag team matchup as the Young Bucks take on FTR. Match that we've seen way too many times. And we potentially might be seeing it still as Nick Jackson and the Young Bucks pick up the win just with a roll-up. Nothing super decisive. Bucks do manage to defend the tag team titles here in Wembley. Our next match is the AEW American/International title, as in an I Quit match, MJF versus Will Ospreay, that MJF picks up the win. Now, we have a caveat with this. Move on to the next segment. Rather than getting Ospreay to quit, MJF merely manages to succeed in making Will pass out. This pisses off MJF even more. He's angry that Ospreay didn't even give him the courtesy to quit outright. MJF's ready to continue attacking when Wild Thing blares out. Jon Moxley storms out, and MJF, his anger, he's still pissed off a little bit, but he's like, you know what, okay, I can rock with this. As Mox makes his way to the ring, they're butting heads for a moment before finally Mox fully headbutts Max, and MJF flees the ring. He has his belt in tow. He's probably gigged at this point, probably a while ago from something from Ospreay. I don't know, maybe a hidden blade. And Mox up Ospreay up, gets him a bigger pop from the crowd. Yeah, good stuff overall. Our next match is the TNT title match. Jack Perry takes on Darby Allin. Jack Perry picks up the win in this strap match. They have good chemistry, just good chemistry, which is something that will be interesting to note. I popped in a bunch of creative finishes, just like, sure, why not? This one failed, the one in Mercedes vs. Britt succeeded, whatever. Jack Perry does pick up the win. We move on to our triple threat Continental title match, as Kazuchika Okada takes on Kota Ibushi and Mark Briscoe. And we have, I think, our first title change on the night, as Mark Briscoe picks up the win. He pins Kota Ibushi. Kazuchika Okada not involved in the finish, though he did carry the match in terms of in-ring performance. I did an inspirational speech before the show, if you see. But yeah, Mark Briscoe, your new AEW Continental Champion. We move on to, I believe this is the women's title match. Yes, it is. We have some nice barbed wire going on around here, but Mariah May picks up the win. Not really much of a shock on this one. Gets the submission octopus stretch, probably with some barbed wire involved in there. Mariah May wins the women's world title. But her day isn't quite for the best, because as she manages to celebrate for a little bit, she's completely ignoring Toni Storm, she's ignoring the rest, she's celebrating with her title, but Jamie Hayter's music hits, and the former champion makes her way out. When Jamie gets to the ring, she's looking at both the sobbing Toni Storm and the angry Mariah, just kind of gives a smile, mouths that, Mariah, the belt is going back to Jamie in time, so, you can enjoy your short reign, because eventually Jamie Hayter will be coming back. Jamie Hayter making her return on the main show? What a smart decision. I wonder if they did that in real life. Stupid. To have her return on the pre-show. Whatever. But we finally will move on to our world title match. Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson. Just kidding. We have the gauntlet match first. Zack Sabre Jr. picks up the win. Ricochet, Ruth, Bandito, Zack Sabre Jr., Jay White, Konosuke Takeshita, Brian Cage, Lee Moriarty, and then the debuting Mustafa Ali, as well as the debuting for the first time not on Rampage, Moose. They all are involved. Eventually, it is ZSJ who picks up the win. We'll say this is the order that they arrived in, except for we'll switch around Mustafa Ali and Moose. Get one of the nice surprises in last. So we got, the ZSJ picks up the win, which, now that we move into the world title match, probably makes the answer somehow even more obvious, as it does end with a title change. And wow, that's a good match. And great chemistry between Swerve and Bryan, which is very, very good to know. Wish the crowd rating was better, but still, 79 rated match. I think that's our best so far. I gotta switch Prince Nana to face, I think. Because Swerve should be face at this point. Pretty sure. But yeah, Bryan Danielson picks up the win, and 78 rating, only one region that we gained popularity in. Woo! I think just because our broadcasters are a little bit meh for pay-per-view. We'll maybe boost them up eventually, but still, I'm happy with the show. Hopefully I can not spend like 2 weeks in writer's block to do a little bit better booking right before a pay-per-view. I don't know what I'm going to do about All Out. I don't like how close together All In and All Out are, but we'll figure something out. But that's something to figure out for next time when we move on to Dynamite.